Day.
Welcome to another wonderful episode of The Daywalkers. It's your boy Trey Proper. Let's go, guys. Introduce yourselves. I'm not going to call you lovely this week, but you're lovely in my heart. Let's go.
Appreciate it. You know, your boy Dragon Chill is here to give y'all that new show knowledge of everything that's going on in the world.
Boy Gadoni, here to just spit on some MMO.
Why does he always look like a deer caught in headlights?
My turn?
Fine.
It's me, RO Nemesis. Today I'm giving you the definition of strodcasting, where I'm streaming and podcasting.
Alrighty. That is...
Wow.
Are you going to coin that
Okay.
phrase? Are you going to trademark that one? Because that sounds like it's going to be some money.
TM. Hashtag TM. Strodmark.
Alrighty. So as...
Sounds like a hashtag TMI for me, but all right, keep going.
So as our man Gadoni revealed to us earlier, we are talking about MMOs. So MMO, my God, is the title of this episode. This is episode 7, guys. We are, well, 7 is a lucky number, I think, from the top of my head. But anyway, we got a great show lined up for you. We're going to get right into it. But first things first, no, I was about to say his real name. Bro, can you hit us with that content creator?
So with MMO being on the brain today, our content creator is none other than Gumrush. He's the current leader of my raiding guild, and he does a lot of fun stuff, especially regarding WoW. Like, he'll do random things. Like, to be honest, the guy streams and like works on stuff around the house. And recently, his big one is he literally has walked across the entire continent of both Kalimdor and Eastern Kingdoms to celebrate the launch of the Burning Crusade Classic.
Alrighty.
I'm just
Good job.
That sounded so much like Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah.
No, he's a fun watch. He's honestly one of those really like quirkily smart guys.
Oh, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you talking about WoW.
Oh, wow. No, I'm just Owen Wilson over here like, wow.
Well, you got to pinch your nose and you say, wow.
Now you guys sound like freaking Rob Schneider from Grown Ups. The man.
It's amazing.
You can't do it.
All right, well, shout out to our content creator of the week. Make sure you guys go check him out, follow him, watch a stream, and each one support one. We all trying to grow. All right, so first things first. Since we're talking about MMOs, for those out there who are not familiar with the term or what the hell it is, eeny, meeny, miny, Drew, could you explain to the audience what an MMO is?
Thank you so very much, Trey. For
You're welcome.
On the spot.
Yeah.
Massive multiplayer online game.
Alrighty. So that means I could play with all my
friends.
friends.
It's a game where a lot of people join into a server and play on one server and play the game together.
They're games that have multiple servers where thousands of people join.
But you're on a bunch of different servers with a bunch of different people. And then if you've ever seen South Park, they had a freaking World of Warcraft episode.
Yes.
And they coined the phrase Leroy Jenkins.
That's not where. So WoW did coin the Leroy Jenkins, but it wasn't the South Park episode that did it.
South Park that did it. Yes.
Right.
That's a story. I hope you're talking about that story tonight, bro. You better be.
Okay.
Right.
Well,
I'm gonna get into all the fascinations.
I'm going to give you the opportunity to, but first let me go ahead and roll us into our usual setup. So if you've been watching the episodes up to now, we have a specific setup on how we do things. We're going to talk about our favorites, we're going to talk about most hated, and we're going to talk about a couple of throwbacks. So first one up, of course, is the Wild Man himself. I'm going to let him have the floor. Go ahead, B-Man.
So for my favorite, I had to go with WoW. And I went with the one that got me into it all, WoW Classic, like the original WoW, vanilla. back when you had to grind to 60 and you could literally do this for months on end. And it was just everything you did. It just took so much time. The grind was real. If you had cancer, you could go grind rep and syphilis. Be the longest 6 months you've ever lived. It was bad, but it was fun because there was always that. Just it sucks you in. It literally it. Honest to God, I think it gave me the social skills I have today, which aren't very good,
I was gonna
but
say
they're
there
there.
ain't many there.
They really ain't that great, bro. I'm just saying.
Oh man. Thank you, Gadoni.
Okay.
I love you too, buddy.
So, what about the game actually made you fall in love with it? What's the
So
most?
I started playing Warcraft back with the RTSs, like Random Chaos, Warcraft 3, Warcraft 2, Battle.net. And to me, I always loved the fantasy aspect of it. Like, I could play the like the orcs, and the third one was the one I played the most of the RTSs. I could play undead, night elf, orcs, and it just was an entire lore-driven story. You have elves, you have lich kings, you have the spread of the undead plague. Really, like the entire series is just one story after another. And when you're questing in WoW, you get these stories in another way. And a lot of this, to me, that's what makes it so fun. Is I get more lore, more stories, more adventure, and really, I get a character that's my own. And with Classic and the original one, you had talent points, and while you have your base talent points that are always going to kind of be the same, your character was more you. So if you liked one talent point than another, you could still you could still do your job well, but it made your character more you.
Alrighty,
So,
alrighty.
yeah, and then you have your professions to level, which just everything you could do in this game. For me, it was just the one that got me into MMOs. I know it's not the most creative. It's not the most in depth. Like, it's no, what was it, Rift? Rift, you could literally just like everything on your character. But to me, it was fun, and it is kind of cartoony. But that's what enjoys it to me. Like, that's why one of the reasons why I got into Smite is it looked a lot like WoW, except it was a MOBA.
Okay, alrighty. I'm surprised.
I wouldn't exactly agree with that statement, but
I wouldn't make that claim that Smite is like WoW.
No, it looks graphically like WoW.
Like the cell shading, the coloration, the
Yeah.
illustration, stuff like that. Okay.
I can make
it's still
I can
debatable.
get down with that. I mean, I can get down. I can understand where he gets with that.
I get what he's
You
saying,
don't-
but yeah.
Gadoni, are you on my stream right now? Could you be? Because I want to show you something, but I'm going to debate that with you.
He's not going to. You should know.
Yeah. We're
on our show, not your show yet. So,
Right.
He's just
I was gonna
asking. That's all.
I was going to load up a bow from one of the raids that literally looks exactly like Hoyi's bow. Almost the same like style and colorations and everything.
Okay.
Take a screenshot, drop it on the fan page so we can see it later.
I will.
All right. So, wait, what the hell? Okay. All right. I guess I'm next. So everybody doesn't know this by now. I'm not the biggest gamer in the world. I'm more so the moderator here, but I do play games occasionally and have definitely played them in the past. My favorite MMO of all time, I didn't even realize it was MMO until they actually defined it for me. So I was the one that I asked that question for a reason. But my favorite of all time is none other than DC Universe Online. This game gave me hours and hours of joy, and I loved every bit of it. Like it's basically DC Universe Online is an MMO where you can choose to select a faction, much like WoW and many other MMOs, and you can either be a villain or a hero. And that's in the DC comic book universe. Of course, I'm a huge comic nerd, so definitely had to get it. I always chose villain, and it was more than likely it was Lex Luthor because, Luthor was the man, and I was sick of Superman. It was that simple. The cinematic, it kind of fooled me in the beginning until I actually started playing the game. I actually, when it first dropped, they showed a cutscene. The trailer was basically the end of the world, the superheroes versus the villains, and the villains won. And Lex Luthor, spoiler alert, 10 years later, he stabbed Superman in the heart with the kryptonite rock, and then he got to travel back in time and fix everything because Brainiac was going to take it over. But it was one of the most beautiful damn things I've ever seen in my life. I was like, I want to see a whole movie based on this, but of course, we never got that. We got the damn.
You're not going to get that, unfortunately.
I know. I'm diving into my nerd rage and trying not to. All right, so but it was very, very detailed as far as your character creator sections. You could literally you could almost make just about any superhero you could imagine, and they had various powers, weapons. You could fly. You could do super speed. You could have super strength to pick up trucks and cars and everything. It was all fun. But one caveat to the creator create a character section is if you don't pay attention like somebody did. I'm not going to say who it was, but yeah, if you create your character and you don't change your colors, you come into the world and player versus everybody, or player versus player, and you have a navy blue jumpsuit or navy blue whatever, and it pretty much screams to everybody, free XP, because this guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing. So for the first 5 minutes of the game, I was running, I come out of the hub, and like, hey guys, I want to play. I'm going to fly away. No, you're not, bitch. Come here. Sit down. And I would just get my tail handed to me for the first 5 minutes till I realized, because I have a navy blue suit on that says I'm new. Kill me. So it was all fun and games over there. Did you guys get a chance to play that one?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. Did you have any particular? Go ahead.
I made me a speedster with guns.
So technically, wouldn't you run faster than your bullets? Just saying. Just saying.
I didn't know no better. I was like, hey, I can run. Let me shoot people. I was like, oh, technically this kind of negates that, but sure, whatever. It was fun.
Reminds me of a funny cartoon I watched where it's Superman versus the Flash, and Superman's like, I'm faster than a speeding bullet, and then Flash is like, well, I'm faster than a speeding bullet. And he's like, and Superman looks at him, he's like, you're faster than a speeding bullet, huh? Yeah. He goes, and then fucking Superman turns and just pulls a gun and shoots him in the knee. Were you faster than that?
That would be hilarious. But yeah, I think the speed force, the runners in the game, it was pretty fun. I couldn't get by. I had to fly. If I ever get trapped in an isekai, I have to fucking fly. It's that simple. Give me wings. I don't care.
The funny part that you could as a speeder.
Other guys, Mark Wahlberg, he's a peacock. Let him fly, goddammit, let him fly.
But as a
peacock, Captain, you gotta let me fly.
I'm just saying, as a speedster, you literally just ran at buildings. That's all it was. And then if you got to the top and hit the jump just right, you'd like sail across the map.
I refused. I flew through everything. All right, what about you guys? Did you guys play it at all?
Oh yeah, it kind of fell into the same category as most MMOs do. It's fun, but it doesn't captivate me the way that some of them other do. So I really only played it for a little bit.
Just say it. It's WoW, okay? It didn't captivate you like WoW.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ. Just say
it's my first love.
It's my only love.
No. However, I may or may not have done the Navy jumpsuit blue thing and gotten really pissed with it real quick. I was like,
yes.
Fuck this.
I actually had to have somebody tell me, you might want to change your color because they're going to keep beating your ass. So
now I'm going to have to go back and play it without that.
Well,
but I know that little trick.
You can play it on the Xbox now.
Yes, it is now currently on Xbox, Switch, PlayStation, everywhere you can play. The servers are still up. It's an older game, but there's a subscription service with it, so you would have to pay that monthly.
It's free.
It's not free.
It's free for Xbox.
No, it's not. It's a subscription still with it.
Yeah. You can
buy
you can download the game for free, but then they actually get onto the servers. There's a subscription. I don't know why I can't talk.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Pretty sure.
Very sure.
Because originally it was only on PlayStation, and then it got onto Xbox, and they still did this. They had a subscription service then, but
yes,
they carried it over.
It's subscription based.
But what powers did you run, Ro?
I went with super speed. Like I said, I only played a very little bit. So
okay.
I'm a speedster at heart too. Only because I can relate to speedsters. Like, imagine how shit the Flash's life must be. You are moving faster than everyone else can think. Like, you're like, imagine, like, that's a certain kind of hell to sit still. And when he's Barry Allen, he's sitting still.
Yeah,
He ain't
really
super
so.
speeding. So that takes a lot of focus and energy to just kind of like be like,
Hey,
like
I
said,
totally
partial-
understand. It's
partial
that's one of
degree.
the weaknesses that somebody actually had him sped up to the point, but I'm not going to get into that. Anyway, all right. So, Drew, have you proven me wrong yet? Because I see you doing your research face.
Let me Google right quick.
I'm reading. I'm gonna get
Superpower,
this.
superpower.
What about you? What did you? I know you played it, but what did you run?
I did play it, but it again not my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I played basically the original DC universe, which was City of Heroes and City of Villains. So I mean, to me it was just like I would have rather played as Batman or the Flash or Superman or Lex Luthor or the Joker. I would rather played as the actual DC characters. I think it would have been more fun that way. I just think it was kind of a boring MMO to play, to be honest with you. I mean, you basically just ran around and did the same shit over and over and over again, like pretty much any and every MMO you ever play. It's just how much can you grind out and how much can you do in one sitting before you want to get a gun and put it in your mouth and blow your head off, because it's pretty much the same thing.
Well, yes, we're not going to say that on this stream.
Yeah, one view stated by Gadoni is not one that we tolerate.
Really
on the stream.
literally, but it's just it's the same content over and over again.
Well, actually, it's not the same content because it is comic book based, and they have new series of comics that come out periodically. They'll do storylines that are add-ons to the game, much like WoW, that keep the story going. So you have your initial arcade or storyline, and then they have the updates, like they did the Batman Who Laughs storyline. So that they're constantly going on because they're always giving you a chance to play your comic books. So, but that's my favorite. But let's go ahead and move on to you. You can stop researching now. We're gonna do yours.
No, go to somebody else. I'm looking.
Oh, okay. All right. Peace. All right, Dragon. Let's see what you got.
You know, since Drew doesn't want to, step up to the plate, I can step up to the plate. I say my all-time favorite has to be Skyforge. It's not widely known as a lot of other ones, but this was an MMO that your character wasn't locked to. Your one character wasn't locked in one class. This is a game where you can change your class on the fly. You didn't have to be, all right, well, if I'm this character, I gotta go switch to another character to come do this. It's like, no, okay, I got this. Now it's time to switch over here and do what I need to help my team. And it was enjoyable. My biggest issue with MMOs always is stories. They're kind of just blah. Most MMO stories are just blah. It is what it is. I mean, it's generic. It's like, hey, it's cookie cutter that, hey, there's gonna be some conflict. You're gonna go do this, and then, hey, end game, go kill a bunch of big monsters or do a bunch of raids. It was a game, and just like that, they do get boring. Skyforge, it had its place in my heart when it came out. I enjoyed the aspects of being able to switch on the fly, but still, nonetheless, the repetitiveness of always doing the same quest over and over, and the only way to get stronger is doing those particular quests. It kills it out for you.
Okay.
Exactly.
I never played it. Did you guys play it?
Which one? Skyforge?
Yes.
Yes, Gadoni played it.
Did I?
Yes, you played it.
One of the few times
we played together.
Yes, we played together.
One of the few times you'll ever hear me say, no, I really haven't played that game.
We played it along with Captain Doctor.
Oh, yeah, it got boring.
Interesting name, Captain Doctor. Okay. I just imagine somebody throwing it. I imagine somebody throwing a Captain America shield with like stethoscopes spinning around. Anyway,
what's really funny? What's really funny is there's a vet here. His name is Dr. Nervous.
I saw the message, and I'll check it when I'm done with the show.
He's just going to ignore it.
Basically.
Yeah, it's been free to play since March of 2021.
Okay. Well, we're saying so okay. We're gonna test that after the show.
But he said March. That means it recently just happened.
Yeah.
Game's been
ago.
out for
I remember when it came out on Xbox, it was actually free to play.
No, when it
But
originally came
again,
out on
if you
Xbox, it
wanted
was
all
shot.
of the extras, you had to pay for that. You could play the game.
Okay.
Okay.
It just took you forever to freaking level up and do everything else.
We will have after the show a fact checking and as we join onto the game and see if we all can get on for free.
Why? I don't want to download it.
All right, cool. So will you regale
fun.
us with your favorite MMO of all time?
Okay, my favorite is it's an MMO, but it's not an MMO. It is and it isn't.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Diablo style MMO. It's Path of Exile.
Okay.
So it's MMO in the sense that you're on servers and there's a massive group of people online at one time, but it's you and I believe 2 other people in a party that can go through and do quests in Diablo style graphics and Diablo style view. And I enjoyed playing it when I did. I haven't played it in about a year and a half, and I guess that they've done a lot of updates since I haven't played it. But when I did play it, it was fun, and typical Diablo style barbarian hunters, all that good stuff. And I mean I played the barbarian. Just you go through, you want to level up your character, and you want to get new gear, and you want to be able to survive. It was fun when I played it. I just kind of I'm pretty sure Dragon, we played it together for a while, and then it just like anything else, after you play it for so long, you kind of just get bored with it and you move on. Kind of like we did with Smite. We got bored with it. Well, no, that was more just a headache problems.
Are we really talking
stress.
about Smite right now? What does Smite have to do about anything what we're talking about?
Well, outside of what I said, because mine had relevance, and I will argue that
No,
one.
I was saying it as we don't play that game anymore because we don't play Smite anymore.
I don't play
That's
Smite.
fair.
I don't play Smite for my health reasons.
Yeah,
That's what that is. It's too stressful.
I actually don't miss it. I don't miss it.
Smite became a very stressful game. Yes.
To be honest, moving. Well, I still play. But even moving
you're
away from
obligated
it,
to play.
No, he's not.
You're obligated to
No, he's
play
not.
on a team.
Not anymore.
He's not on the team.
Oh, they kicked you out, huh?
No, I quit. I quit on my own accord because I have certain moral principles that I believe in.
Fair enough.
Just say it. You got standards. Okay, fair enough. All right.
They're not very high, but they're there.
But Path of Exile was a fun game. I mean, it's on Xbox. Wasn't that a free to play game as well? I'm pretty sure it was.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Yeah. It's fun if you want to check it out. It's a fun game to play.
Okay, that's good to know. But it sounds like it quickly turned from something you loved to something you hated. But speaking of which, let's go ahead and get into our most hated games. All right, I'll go first because I have a whole bone to pick with this motherfucker. Wait, what time is it? Can I curse yet?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So I got a whole bone to pick with this motherfucking game. I couldn't stand this bit. Oh, I hated this game. I was so excited. So anybody who knows me personally knows that I love Skyrim. I still will pick up the sticks and play that game today. I am in love with it. Fusrada. If I could do that shit in real life, I would fucking do it. So I was overjoyed. Just stop showing off. I seen it. Anyway, I was overjoyed when I figured we got a sequel coming out. I got more stuff coming out. I'm gonna play it. I was a little kid in the damn toy store when I heard Elder Scrolls Online. What? I could Fusrada my friends? All right. I had no idea what I was in for. So my most hated game in the MMO class of all time is none other than Elder Scrolls Online. Mainly because they sold us a dream that would never come true. They sold us a nightmare that we'd never wake up from, in all honesty. Basically, this was an MMO where you could play as the high fantasy character, but it was rife with glitches. They removed the Dragonborn aspect. You got a sprinkling of dragons here and there, but I honestly wouldn't know how far it got because I played it for maybe 3 hours and I turned it off because you would complete a quest, but the quest wouldn't be completed. You would go somewhere. You would literally see your character standing still, and as you control your character, you see a shadow of your character run off the screen. Like there were so many pitfalls and just bullshit. Oh, I hated this freaking game. And it lagged. It was not finished. It's Bethesda really let me down. They really let me down. I think they made up for it with the Fallout games, yes, but they really let me down with this one.
Does that include Fallout 76?
Fallout 76.
We do not.
Okay.
Do not speak that evil in this show. We do not speak that evil. No.
I mean, look, come on now. They it wasn't
no.
because
Trey, have you touched Fallout 76?
No, I'm ignoring that. I'm ignoring that statement for a reason.
It is. Would you like to know what Fallout 76 is? It is the ESO version of Fallout.
Except much worse. Except much worse.
And then they charge people to play this.
As well they do, because it's all about the money.
They are now though, right? Now it's free.
Now it's free, but when it came out, oh god, no, it was the price of a full price game, $60 for you to come onto their servers of trash.
Yeah,
that's a whole.
That's a whole
nother.
Wrong.
That is no whole other rant.
I just remember all my friends literally playing it one day, and then they were like, "Xbox, I want a refund."
Yeah.
Kind of like everyone was with Cyberpunk 76.
We're gonna have a quick rant about this Fallout 76. Not only did the gameplay not live up to what you expected, but the hackers in the game were vicious to the point where you would not even see a person and they would steal everything on you without even having to do anything.
Oh.
They were literally, the hackers are literally bringing in vehicles from other Fallout games. Like their security on this game was so bad that it killed this game. It was the worst.
I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's we all have our.
But Bethesda's proven to us that they cannot do online multiplayer, in my opinion.
They can't.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's a lot of people who do like ESO, but in the realms of an online multiplayer game, what you're there for is the Elder Scrolls aspect. You're not there for the online.
Yeah, because I love high fantasy. I love the aspect of creating myself and putting myself in a game, and I was about to say something really bad there, but controlling an aspect of me inside the game. I saved it.
It's not Mass Effect, man. Like, calm down.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's mine. Now let's all go ahead and move on down to.
I like to call it the Captain Kirk experience.
Hey, well, since you want to talk about Captain Kirk, I'll go with my hated. So my hated. Oh God, I was a Star Trek fan. I love watching the shows, but
really,
yes,
never knew that.
Yeah, Deep Space Nine, Next Generation. We can have some conversation.
Okay, we go. Yeah,
you like Deep Space Nine because of Jerry Ryan. 7
no matter why I like it.
Doesn't argue the fact of the matter is I liked it. Does it change that fact? No, it doesn't. So as I was saying before, really interrupted by Gadoni, my most hated game was Star Trek Online.
I'm sorry, she was on Voyager, wasn't she?
No.
Was she on Voyager?
Deep Space Nine.
7 of 9. Okay, all right. Sorry, keep going.
Anyway, as I said, Star Trek Online. As we keep on getting derailed by, anyway, nonetheless, this game, what they tried to sell us on was combat and this will be the Star Trek that you always wanted, where you could be whoever you want to be and do whatever you want to do. And the combat was so god awful. It was. Yes, there was in-person combat, and there was space travel combat. And instead of you controlling the ship, it was like, hey, you're just gonna Lego build your ship, and it's just gonna do things, and hopefully you win the battle. Personally, in the in-person combat, as a person, it was laggy. It wasn't much thought to it. You could have rifles, you could have tasers, and you could have Klingon weapons. It was like you have all these options, but yeah, it just seems so clunky and unresponsive, and it just made for a bad experience.
Okay, all right. I am also a fellow Trekkie. I make the cardinal sin of being a Trekkie and a Star Wars fan at the same time. So I travel in both
Okay,
those
it's
circles.
2021, man. We don't
We don't
we don't do
discriminate.
that anymore.
We don't use
No, I
tricky.
still know some people who would be ready to throw down like phasers and
I
lightsabers
mean,
at the same time.
I mean, yes,
Can we
but
agree the greatest film ever with Star Wars and Star Trek, and it has to be Fanboys. That was like one of the great Han
Oof.
Solo.
So also I was
Such a
right. She was on Voyager. I just researched it. How anyway. But yeah, I didn't get a chance to play it. Which platform was that on?
It's on all platforms. I don't know if it's
all
still
of them,
available,
unfortunately.
but
it is because I had it downloaded. I just never got the chance to actually sit down and play it.
it is still available.
Okay.
God.
Yeah.
I hope it got better. As I wish for all games, that start of Rocky, I do all wish they all get better because the industry needs all the good titles we can get, and it does suck when we have money grabbing devices. Like we'll have a further conversation of MMOs once everyone says their piece.
Yes. I'm just giddy at the face that he's making as he realized Trey was right. Anyway, all right. So
Can we put that on a T-shirt, please? Like, I'd buy that.
oh,
Right.
hey, put that on a t-shirt.
He
So
drinks and
let's-
knows things.
yes. Anyway,
You really okay?
Do you guys have you guys ever seen that TV show there, The Beast there, where they all have to go against that one guy that knows it all?
No.
I saw that a while ago. But
Yeah,
how
we're
old is
kind
that
of like
show?
it's a while old. I mean, we're kind of like the contestants, and he's kind of like the Beast. So every time we prove him wrong, he gets kind of dumbfounded. He's like,
I mean, I'm gonna wear that over the badge of honor. I need a silhouette of him and a silhouette of me and me standing at the podium. Trey was right. That's all I need. 7-9 Voyager. I know my track. Damn it. Anyway, all right. So
But again, wait. What are you actually saying? You're just saying that's how much of a nerd you are that you know Star Trek. That's all.
no,
Hey,
you're not
okay,
gonna
Mr. Arcade,
you're
get
not
Man.
behind you.
belittle my joy.
All right, here, wait, hold on. I'll give credit when credit is due.
Thank you. That's
were
all I want.
correct.
Thank
It was
you.
not.
Thank you.
I
That's-
misspoke. You did not.
God,
All right.
the
Would you like
hate.
to go next, sir?
Sure.
All right.
My most hated, Lineage 2, because it was just a trash ass game. I remember the hype for this game. Lineage 2's coming. Ho! And then you play it and you're like, this is fucking trash. This is the worst game I've ever played in my fucking life. And it was terrible. It was just a terrible game. They should have never made it, but they did. And I pity the people
that's
that
kind
made
of how
that.
Korean. That's how kind of the Korean MMOs go, though. Like they all play like that. Like I agree. I didn't really like Lineage at all, and
It
Wasn't
would
that one
really-
also on the Xbox at one point?
I
On the
don't remember.
360?
No, I don't think it was. I don't think it was because
Uh,
I had my mom's.
I'm asking because I could have swore I played it on 360, but I could be wrong. I'm just saying, or something
was
like
just-
it.
The controls were so wonky to it. The graphics were really weird, and like how the movement was to me. Like I don't know. I knew people that were really big into it and praised the hell out of it, but I could never get behind it in the same way.
So I'm totally unfamiliar with the game itself. So was it trying to get context clues here? So was it about like a family tree or something? What the hell? What the hell was it about? Like what the hell is it?
Fantasy game.
Well, it's technically the prequel to Lineage, which, yeah, I mean, hold
That
on.
still doesn't give me
let me give
context
you,
clues.
let me give you, let me give you the plot behind it. The game follows a fictional history through sets of plots called sagas. There are currently 2 sagas, the Chaotic Chronicle and the Chaotic Throne. Large-scale updates, expansions are known as Chronicles, which introduce new story elements as well as new features and add-ons. They are released every 6 months. Each chronicle, new skills, new quests, new areas, and items. Some chronicles are also increase the level. So basically, you either do the 2 different stories, and then you just keep playing and leveling up your character. like
Okay.
any
Just like a regular
MMO.
Yeah. Okay.
They're not.
All right.
They're not really plot heavy. I hate to say it. MMOs are not really plot heavy.
If you
That's
play
fair.
the right ones, they are.
Warcraft.
But that all
Okay, other
that
than
I would say no. I mean, there's others that are. I mean, ESO is extremely lore heavy. Like
Yeah.
the
was
Elder
it
Scrolls.
fun?
I mean, it was
Was it?
buggy as hell, and
Okay.
I mean, I didn't like the way that the characters moved. I felt a little it was like a very unrefined Morrowind in
Yeah.
a sense
Yeah.
sometimes.
Like
And again,
somebody got
I'm a
lazy
dog.
and decided to put an old game online.
Yeah. And again, I love the Elder Scrolls series in general, which I'm excited for 6 coming out. I mean, I'm gonna play the hell out of it. I have it tattooed on me. Like, I love the Elder Scrolls series. I do. And
Now,
it's one of my favorite games.
do you think that Microsoft is going to make it exclusive?
Yes,
to-
actually, I do. There's the way that they did with the whole the way that they did the rights. Yes, I think they are.
But
Man,
okay. Yeah.
I'm just gonna backhand all those Sony people that were all on that shit and all in the jock, and just be like, "Hey, guess what? On Xbox only."
It was a really smart business move. I gotta give them that. Like,
Yeah,
it was
no,
a-
they need more studios. I'm not gonna lie, they need a lot more
Microsoft
studios.
has been making a lot of moves, and nobody really understood it until now when they realized how many studios that Microsoft owns and the games that they're locking down.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
their
I'm
moves
excited.
are intelligent, and then you got Game Pass on top of that. Like Sony cannot compete.
Which I don't know if you've ever delved into Sony's equivalent of that, but it's like a rental thing, and you have to pay per rental. It's kind of stupid in the way they have it set up.
Yeah. No.
Well, because they said that Microsoft's formula is not. What they say, it's not.
It's not conducive for
You
profits.
can't make money on Microsoft. Yeah, you're not going to make any profits. The thing is Microsoft is so big that they really don't give a shit about profits because they're going to get you one way or another.
No, Microsoft idea is this. For the few people that get Game Pass, because you know not everyone's going to get it, you're going to have those friends who don't get Game Pass, and they're going to see you playing said game, and they're going to be like, hey, I want to play said game with this person. Now they're going to go out and go buy the game while you have it on Game Pass. They're thinking about your free advertisement for them to get other people to invest in said games.
I actually think it's the best of. I think it's a bit of both, to be honest with you guys. Like, let's just be real. I mean, so you look at the Game Pass Ultimate, which includes your Xbox Live subscription and the Game Pass for the PC. Like, they are trying to market this whole thing around essentially utility plus access, and knowing that not everyone, like anyone that doesn't have an Xbox is not going to buy the Ultimate for the PC. But now, if you have an Xbox and you have a PC, you're going to get it for.
That's actually not true.
You can
I actually know a lot of people who don't own Xbox that have Ultimate Game Pass on PC because it gives them access to so many games to play for free.
Yeah, and then they're also trying to compete with. They're also trying to compete with Steam, which is just not a realistic expectation.
They're not really trying to compete with Steam. They're doing their own thing. But also,
can I just say one thing before we? I was gonna say, at this conjecture and what they're doing right now, they don't really. So basically, a lot of people are like, yeah, but Sony's got all these exclusives, and you can play Xbox games, on PC, on Android, on this, on that, and they're not exclusive to Xbox. But my thing is, Xbox is saying we don't give a shit where you play the game, as long as you play the game. That's all that really matters to them. That, and even if you're paying the $14.99 a month or whatever for the Ultimate Game Pass, eventually when that game goes off of Game Pass and you like that game, you're going to have to buy the game anyways. So that's a win-win for them. One way or another, they're getting your money either concurrently through the months, or eventually when they rip the game off in like a year or two, they're going to get your $60 from it then, or they're going to get the 30 or 40 what it's worth now at the time of that. So Microsoft's like for Sony to say it's not a winning combination, I mean, number one, like Darren said, it's free advertisement for people that don't have Game Pass and you have it, and then they're like, well, how's the game? Oh, it's amazing. You know, and then it creates a buzz around games, and it allows people to want to go and buy it. You know what I mean?
Well,
And it turns into something because, like I said, Microsoft doesn't give a shit where you play the game as long as you're playing it through their service or subscription. They're still making money, so it doesn't really matter.
well,
So-
and then here's the other thing that I really love about it is the fact that you get their company stuff without having to buy the $60. Like Gears of War, Forza, what's the other one?
Yeah, all their AAA titles basically is what you're saying.
All their AAA titles, they come and you get them at the same date as everyone else.
Yep.
But
Hell,
all,
even AAA titles that aren't theirs, like The Show, you got that on launch, and I play that shit every day, and that's a great freaking baseball game.
They also have EA rights too.
so
They just party with EA Access, so you get all of EA Access's stuff too, which is the Star Wars games, the
Madden,
Madden,
All the
and UFCs, and
FIFA. Yep.
So
Oh, I'm sorry, Darren. You want to say something? Go ahead.
yes, because I keep up with the news. So Microsoft and Nintendo are thinking about partnering together also with Game Pass.
oh,
And
man.
they're-
Get the
Talking
fuck
about
out of
what
here.
was the Mario on Xbox.
Yes, and they're thinking about it. It may come as an announcement during E3 later this month.
Oh, I
So-
can't wait.
So
for
I
E3.
could be playing Halo on my Switch.
I don't know what's going to happen, how they're going to work out the
We don't
partnership,
know.
but they're talking about it.
It's going to be really weird watching E3 this year because I pretty much can fap to most of the titles.
Oh my god.
I literally am like a kid in a candy store watching E3.
I didn't need
Stop
that.
it.
I love making straight crits
Wrong
sometimes.
show, God damn it! Wrong show. That's Sundays at 8:30.
Here you go.
Good God.
No,
I hate to pass it on to him, but yeah, go ahead. Wait, we're talking about WoW again?
yes, we are.
Understand
know
the
why?
theme of Rogue.
Because it's I want, again, so this show, I wanted to challenge us or challenge myself to do something interesting. And I really cannot stand the changes that retail modern day WoW has made.
Oh, okay.
So dating back to 3.0, which was 15 years ago, give or take.
Jesus Christ. Been
Yeah,
that long?
this is how long I've been playing. 15 years plus. So going into
Ladies,
Every time
ladies
I
out
say
there,
I'm
Ro knows how
sorry-
to commit. He's committed to this one game for 15 years.
I have no commitment issues. Trust issues, that's another story, but I ain't got no commitment issues.
We didn't say trust. We were just talking about commitment. God damn it! Pick the commitment.
So now you hate WoW. Continue.
So I hate retail WoW, and I hate the direction that they've gone with it. They've removed my talent points. They've dumbed the game down to where pretty much a chimpanzee with missing 4 fingers can play.
I hate the fact that you describe stuff and I immediately get a visual. Like that chimpanzee is playing it on my couch right now. I hate that.
like this.
So yeah,
But he's
And
playing with
that's
his
the problem.
feet. Stop it, Tim. Stop it.
so my
Jesus
issue is that
Christ.
I don't like that they had taken this great gem and they have dumbed it down to the point in time where raids aren't really hard anymore. Classes aren't as in depth as they used to be, and you can kind of just pick a class and do everything with it by just clicking a button. It removes it adds utility, but it removes what made this game great for me.
The learning
So
curve.
yeah, I hate the changes, and it's literally so bad that I've played this game for so long that I subscribe to it, but I will not play retail. I play classic. I am
So I have a question for you in that case. So you don't think that dumbing it down makes it easier and more accessible for people who may be new to the game? It might make it so that more people get into it and they might end up crossing over and going to classic?
well, that's where the problem we're running into is So
Okay.
WoW was great for letting anybody do what they wanted to do, no matter your skill level. But your skill level and your intelligence level played a huge factor. Like you'd go fight a boss, and if you didn't know to get out of the fire, odds are you probably shouldn't be fighting that boss.
Like
That's
like
gaming 101.
like the most famous
So-
story out there.
So when you have people that can literally do stupid stuff and succeed by you dumbing it down, it ruins that feeling of I feel good about accomplishing this.
What's
Because
up,
I had
Cheesy?
to work for it. I had to learn this. I had to, I spent days, and I mean, I was a hardcore raider at one point in time, and it was I was raiding 5 days a week. I had to spend my time when I was free, grinding materials, grinding, what I needed, and learning stuff and understanding and bettering my play to succeed in a raid.
Okay. Fair enough.
And when you just
Rip that
people
away from you. He legit looks hurt. He's like, you stole my heart.
Like
pretty
like the
much
tears
did,
about to
and
start
it-
coming down.
I mean,
problem.
am I the only one here that just did not really care for World of Warcraft at all? Like, I
No.
remember when World of Warcraft originally came out, and one of my friends was like, "You got to come over. You got to play this." I literally created a character. I moved, killed one thing. I was like, "Yeah, it's not for me. I'm sorry. It's just not fun. It's
doesn't need
really
to
not
be.
fun.
Well,
It is boring as hell."
I didn't have PC back then, so I didn't know nothing
Exactly.
about it.
I didn't have access to a PC that
I
I
didn't
could
have a
game
PC
on.
that would play it, and I didn't because I'm what you would call an Apple user. I'm sorry, I'm that guy. I'm the devil. I know it's
That's cool.
terrible.
No, dude, I have iPhone
But
everything.
I just
I mean, I still play
like
Nano
World of
Sword.
Warcraft. Like me, Warcraft 1, 2, 3, so much better. StarCraft, so much better. Like it was more fun to play RTS than it was to play MMO. I'm sorry.
I mean, I still play my RTS Warcrafts, but to each their
I'm
own,
sorry.
man.
Like I'm not knocking it. I mean, I'm glad you found a game that you've committed your life to. Maybe get a ring and slap that on the freaking Warcraft box and just marry the some bitch because you've been married to it for 15 goddamn years.
Oh,
But
man.
but you get what
Well-
I'm saying. Like, I mean, more power to you to be able to keep playing it. And I heard a lot of people like the vanilla aspect of it now because it's back to like what it was in its heyday. But again, me playing a game for like 200 plus hours to grind 5 levels because you had to kill the same. It's like I remember watching the. What was it? I remember watching the South Park episode where they do the Warcraft episode. He's like, if we just kill these boars 90 million times, we will be the level we need to, and then we can go kill this guy. I just remember that.
Well,
And
there's a
I
lot of
remember it
there's a
being
lot of
like,
inconsistent. There's a lot of things wrong with that episode that are not correct with WoW. And I was one of those guys, and I love South Park, but it's pretty bad that I went back and watched. And was like, that's not right for that zone. That's not right for that class. Like,
because they were making fun of you. Are you not understanding?
secondly, I've been committed to this game for so long because, fun fact, I had moments, and I did not have exactly the easiest childhood sometimes, in the sense that
It was your
It was-
escape.
Please,
It was
it
your
was my
escape.
ultimate
let's
escape,
not
man.
go there.
No,
Let's not go
no,
there.
it's true though. Like I used to, I was an insomniac. I used to struggle with a lot of things, but I found a lot of my patience. I found a lot of the things that I know now as an adult by playing.
And that's an admirable thing that the game brought you to that.
Right.
But we got to wrap up on our most hated because you started to turn your hate into your love into a hate and back into love. So now we're gonna throw back, and I know you're gonna go back to love again.
Hold on.
What's up?
But he still has one more thing to talk about. Most hated. The story. You got to tell the most famous WoW story.